Chapter 11. The Sale. Over the next couple of weeks Liz had grown bolder in her glances. She lingered when she passed him a mug to carry out. Her fingers brushed his a fraction longer than necessary. Sometimes, when she thought no one noticed, she would tilt her head and smile at him from across the common room. Tom noticed. He tried not to stare back too obviously, but he found himself lingering near the counter more than the work required. Dirk noticed too. The blacksmith's son had taken to appearing at inconvenient moments, leaning against doorframes, lingering by the well, watching Tom with narrowed eyes. He said little now. The silence had sharpened into something colder. Twice, Tom caught him prowling near the back of the stable again. He moved on as soon as he saw Tom. Tom had moved the loose stone slightly and placed an old broken barrel over the patch of earth, half filled with scrap wood. Casual. Unremarkable. Harder to disturb without drawing attention. Still, every time Dirk's shadow fell near that corner, Tom's worry grew. Weeks of watching had brought Tom no clearer answers. The noble with the military bearing was nowhere to be seen. The guard presence seemed ordinary again. No one spoke loudly of Blackwater anymore. The world, it seemed, had moved on. Tom had not. After catching Dirk poking around the back of the stable again, Tom made his decision. He would test the darker corners of Greyhaven. He told no one. The following afternoon, with a few coins in his pocket and the ring wrapped in cloth tucked inside his inner lining, Tom slipped away toward the market square. He wore an older shirt, one less recognizable from his tavern work. He kept his hood up. The market square was busy, but Tom did not linger. He drifted toward the narrow streets where awnings were patched and faded, where the smell of spice gave way to smoke and sour ale. He paused near a butcher's stall that had no meat on display, only hooks swaying lazily. A man beside him muttered, "Lost." Tom shook his head. "Looking for someone." "Who?" Tom hesitated. "Zach." The man's eyes flicked over him. "Why?" "Business." The man snorted softly. "You don't look like business." Tom cleared his throat. "I have something to sell." That earned a faint shift in expression. The man jerked his chin toward a narrow alley between two leaning buildings. "Try there." Tom's mouth had gone dry. He kept his face calm and stepped into the alley. Halfway down, a thin man with sharp features and quick, darting eyes leaned against a crate. His clothes were decent but worn at the cuffs. A scar split one eyebrow. "You're not from here," the man observed as he looked Tom up and down. Tom stopped a few paces away. "I'm looking for Zach." The man's lips curved faintly. "You found him." "I was told you might help with selling something." Tom tried to hold his voice steady. Zach pushed off the crate slowly. "Depends on the something." Tom kept his hands visible. "It's a ring." Zach's eyes sharpened. "Show me." Tom shook his head. "I want to see what price you'd offer, or if I should go elsewhere." Zach's expression cooled. "Just a ring, it belonged to my mother," Tom continued carefully. Zach studied him for a long moment. "If it's just a ring, why the secrecy?" Tom had prepared for that. "I don't want it traced back to my family," he said quietly. "Hard times." Zach's gaze drifted briefly to Tom's pocket. "How much?" Zach asked. Tom hesitated. It was heavier than it looked and finely worked. That's all he had to go on. 10 silver. Zach barked a short laugh. "For just a ring? You're either a fool or it's not just a ring." "It's gold," Tom insisted. "Solid." Zach's eyes narrowed further. He rubbed his chin, studying Tom more carefully. "A ring, eh?" Zach said slowly. "Funny thing, a military noble came through here asking about a ring and paid silver for answers. Hard man. Brought guards." Tom kept his face still. "Lots of rings in the world," he said. "True," Zach replied, watching him closely. Then he jerked his chin. "Then let me see it." "You know," Tom said, "I think I've changed my mind. It was my mother's. I shouldn't be selling it." "Show me the ring," Zach repeated flatly. Tom shook his head again. For a moment, neither moved, then Zach's expression changed, subtle but unmistakable. "You think I'm going to rob you?" he asked softly. Tom did not answer. Zach stepped closer. You walk into my alley, Zach continued, voice low, ask for me by name, and won't even show the goods. Zach's hand shot forward toward Tom's pocket. He twisted out of the way before it reached him. Zach's eyes widened in surprise. Tom stepped back, widening his stance as Rylan had taught him. I don't want trouble, Tom said. You already brought it, Zach snapped. He lunged again, faster this time. Tom stepped aside, but Zach's other hand shoved him hard into the alley wall. Give it, Zach hissed. Tom twisted free and struck once, catching Zach in the ribs. Zach grunted but recovered quickly. He was quicker than the market boys. Leaner. More practiced. He swung low. Tom blocked but stumbled slightly on uneven cobbles. Zach seized the moment and grabbed at Tom's shirt, fingers brushing dangerously close to the hidden pocket. Tom drove his forearm up sharply, breaking the grip. Thief! Zach shouted suddenly. Tom froze for half a heartbeat. What? You think you can steal from me? Zach yelled louder. Voices rose at the alley's mouth. Tom realized too late what Zach was doing. If the guards came, who would they believe? Zach lunged again, and they grappled, knocking into a crate that splintered under their weight. Tom landed a glancing blow to Zach's jaw. Zach answered with a sharp strike to Tom's nose. Pain exploded. Blood flowed again. Before Zach could reach his pocket once more, heavy boots thundered at the alley entrance. Break it up. A guard barked. Zach stepped back and raised his hands. This boy tried to pick my purse, Zach declared breathlessly. Tom stared in disbelief. Silence, the guard snapped. Two guards pushed between them. The first grabbed Tom by the collar. Riffraff fighting in the alley. Wonderful. He attacked me, Tom said, struggling to keep his voice steady. Zach shook his head, feigning wounded indignation. I was just minding my own business. The second guard looked between them. You two know each other? No, Tom said. Zach shrugged. Never seen him before. The guard holding Tom released him with a shove. Both of you clear off. And if I see either back here causing trouble, you'll spend the night in a cell. Tom wiped blood from his face, glaring at Zach. Zach met his gaze coolly. A silent message passed between them. You were foolish to come here. Tom backed away slowly at first. Only when he reached the safer edge of the square did he let his shoulders sag. He had not even shown the ring. And yet the attempt had nearly cost him everything. Zach knew now that Tom carried something valuable. Tom turned back toward the stable yard. He pressed a hand over his hidden pocket protectively and kept walking.